All right. So let's see what's going on. Mm, mm, mm. Do we have any news other than the NFT? It, it, it. Okay, the numbers. There is no other news than that. Okay, so let's set up our charts. Hmm. Haha, check this out. How it's working off of the volume imbalance. The monthly volume imbalance. The price directly referred back to the monthly volume imbalance and then shot back up. So let's check the coordinates. There is not much difference between the coordinates either. It would be slightly up. The first coordinates are 15918.2, 59, 15884.3. Hey, hello Mario. How are you? The next one, watch this. This was red, right? The 15 minutes, the trend on the 15 minutes was red. Hey man, hey Oliver, how are you? The 15 minutes overall trend on the 15 minutes has shifted. It has gotten green now. This price is getting respected by this box. Watch the coordinates. Then we'll go into the lower time frames. 15932.6, 159, 153.2.6, 15919.2. It's above this box now. Slightly above. Plus one thing. Be green. We have 4 minutes till the market opens. Hmm, 15 minutes. That is the end dog. This is the previous day close. That would be the end dog. And from where the price will open on 9:30 to that point, that would be the opening range gap on the regular trading hours. On a 1 minute time frame. Good morning, Grim. How are you? Nice to see you all. We have 4 minutes. No, we have no. The market is up. Yep. Distracted too much. Yeah, Grim. You'll see. If you have any questions in your mind, you can ask me, Grim, because it's too much to even start from now. That was the high of the news. Once this is settled, I'll show you something very, really cool. We are currently in a no man's land. In a sense, I on a smaller time frame can just chop around. But but on a regular trading hours, I am not shorting it. So if you remove this line, now watch how precise it gets. Hey Pip Eater, how are you, guy? We have a gap on the regular trading hours. The gap colors are always blue. It's an indicator, power of 3, PO3, by 2 degrees. You might have seen that guy on Twitter. 2 degrees, PO3. 9:33. We've taken out the news highs. The price is not settled. Let it settle down for a bit. That is the ping box. Everything is written right around this description. Just I'll zoom out. I'm just focusing on this, the first 15 minutes. So I'll tell you everything. The ideal scenario would be for the price, for me to give a good confirmation for the price to go above this point and stay above this point. Otherwise, it's in a no man's land. It can gyrate around these points. First 5 minutes closed. So you look at it on a 15 minutes chart. You have 7 minutes till the first 15 minutes close. The ideal scenario for the price would be to stay above this point for the continuation of the uptrend. This point. Otherwise, it can get into a transitioning phase and it can get stuck between these points. Keep an eye on the opening range gap. If you saw my last stream, this is what I meant, that two daily candles are overlapped onto each other. So every candle has two-sided delivery, right? Whenever this new candle opened, it does something like that. So two overlap candles, daily candles. It's 9:39. You know where the problem is specifically, exactly on a 1 minute time frame, where the exact problem is 15971 from 15971 to 15962. 15962. 15962.5. Yes, approximately the same. I want the price to go above. That is the real problem. Go above and stay above this point. Keep an eye on the opening range gap. We are about close to the 50%, just entering the opening range gap. This can fail. This can fail. Careful. Careful. The safe haven. Okay. Where should price find support and not go below 159 15976, 15971, 15976, 15971. This is a temporary box. We will mark it green for now because it's a good checkpoint for the bulls. Should stay above this point. We are close to the opening range gap, 50% consequent encroachment of it. We are at the consequent encroachment of it. Watch it. There you go. Once this settle down, I'll show you I'll show you the juice of this thing. This is too good, man. This is too good. The opening range gap. I no. Pip Oliver, bro. It's not that important. The algorithm works just fine. And dog. Once we go above this today's end dog, we can expect the price to be unstoppable. Please, I am just exaggerating too much. Please don't take entries. Even if you have the target, you won't get a good risk to reward knowing that you can jump in anywhere. No, that's not gonna happen. You have to frame a good risk to reward. So this is me sharing my internal dialogue. This is how I process things in my mind. So I'm just sharing it and sharing my screen. A lot of you guys are new here. You can watch my previous streams so you would have a clear idea, or you can read my description. These are not, I'm framing a narrative in which one can have a good probability of at least standing chance of winning. We have came back to the previous day close. Watch how precisely it plays out. When even at the NFP, you're talking about the 10 a.m. news, even at the NFP, boom, and this niche wala box you had, the lower box represents the market itself, in a sense the higher time frame what trend, and this is the 15 minutes trend. Went above the 15 minutes trend, higher time frame trend, extreme. Once it goes below, everybody who was buying it got out because they had a skewed risk to reward. Obviously, if somebody is below this point, you can only guess what lot size he might be trading, so he's not relevant. That goes below 3 or 4 standard deviation on a relative time frame. We are right at the consequent encroachment of the opening range gap. The first 15 minutes, keep in mind, this is the first 15 minutes candle. This is the first 15 minutes candle. See how good this is. Hello, Stack Demula. I have seen you. You are following me on Twitter. How are you? Previous decrease. 1. I don't want the price to go below still this point, because it's a fast market. It has the probability to do so. So this is the point. I don't want a market to go below. That would be put us in a range, back in the range. Should stay above this point. Brother, I'm from Pakistan. Where are you from? We are right at the NWalk, new week opening gap. There's somewhere new week opening gap around here. And this is what I'm talking about. And previous week's close. Should not get ahead of myself, but generally speaking, we are failing to go above this volume imbalance on the weekly chart. We have tried too many times, but this should be it. It's 9:50. The macro started. This is the macro. Honestly, we are relatively safe. We just need some more time, about 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Or if it speeds up, that would go away. The elephant in the room. Hmm. Came right to the end, dog. Now what should support price? Let me see the coordinates. Getting support of the new week opening gap. I'm guys, please, I'm really focused. So I'll answer all of your questions. I'm just focused on this right now. I'll explain everything. Just this is an important time. 15978.3, 15978.3, 15972, 15972, 5972 support price should not want it to go below this point and come below this. That would put us it back into the range. This is a temporary, call this we're back at the low of the opening range gap. There we go. This is the macro. This is which is messing around. The ATR should drop now. The candles should settle down a bit from 950 to 1010. If you plot the ATR on a 1 minute or intraday time frame, you'll see right exactly at the 950 it drops. You're getting support off of the opening range gap. The next 10 minutes should stay up. We do not want the acceleration to the downside. Ideally speaking, it can, obviously it can, but this is the idealistic scenario. For us to continuation of the uptrend, it should not go below this point. That would put us back into the no man's land. Right now it's finding support of this temporary 1 minute trend, but it should not go below and stay below that point. Then it's gonna understand it from a perspective of it can fight for its fucking life and make a curve, then come back up or down. So that would not be the ideal. Back at the no man's land, we want the price to go above, otherwise I'm not buying it. Yeah, that could have scalped its way up, but we could have that. But ideally speaking, it should stay above that point. It's 9:58. It's too early to make rigid assumptions that sticks now. Oh, it's 9:59. Can fail. No, Peter, it's never neutral. There's always something off. That there's always something I'm not doing, obviously. So in this case, I'm just speaking. You make sense of what I'm saying. So there we go. Whoa, whoa. The 10 o'clock. We have gotten above. We have completely filled the opening range gap. Isn't it perfect? The opening range gap should stay above this. We have entered the weekly fair value gap. Watch this. Watch this. Watch out. On a 5 minutes, if you look at it now, on a 5 minutes, it was finding support right around here. See how precise. This specifically works on NASDAQ and ES. This symmetry. Okay, so now that's done. We have made something, was targeting something, and you got it. Watch what happened yesterday, right? It's 10-2. Make come back, right? कोई बात नहीं, खैर, it's okay. Okay, so that was the opening range gap yesterday, right? When I left the stream, I said even on a good retracement, we will come back down this point, but I would not short it, right? First, that thing happened. The other thing is, if you pay attention, bro, pay attention. If you clone it and put one standard deviation above, just a little. What was the high of the day yesterday? Mark it as temporary. What was the high of the day yesterday? Okay, we'll lock it. It went straight one up standard deviation. Isn't it cool? This is what ICD says. He's gonna tell this these things in his book. He's gonna tell about these things more in his book. He just hinted at it. Crazy, na? Plus, two things I'm gonna give you guys as a gift. If you think of this candle and the other candle as two overlap candle, daily candles, you'll see a lot of things. We wanted the price to stay above that point, right? That's crazy. This is crazy. Plus, one more thing. If you can just take a good look in this, everything that represents on the purple color, for my recognition, I've always plotted like on a purple related to the weekly. Weekly would be the purple, daily is the fair value gap, daily and everything would be yellow, and the white represents the monthly. So if this is purple or whatever this color is, purple, right? This represents the weekly fair value gap. Watch this. How many times we have tried to go above this? Once we have reached this consequent encroachment, got rejected off of it, went back to this point, another weekly fair value gap. Okay. Just see. Okay. There we go. If any of you have watched my yesterday's stream, you know really what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna say anything because you might get a tendency of FOMO and you'll jump in. So I don't want it on me. But Mario know where we are going, right? It's in this speed. One more thing. Yeah, it's already. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. The same target I'm targeting for the last 3 or 4 days, Mario. But we may not get it like just today. It's Friday. That's the aim. Small difference. There we go. That's a terminus. I wanted it to stay above this point for us to continue. Crazy. Whenever the news or the huge volatility news comes and it moves straight back to this point now, this is you can understand this box as a risk to reward extreme. At this point, I don't think if somebody was buying it would not be out. Move straight back up, back out, straight up this point, then we move up. In the stream I started, I told you it's gonna be unstoppable in a sense. Not just once, Graham. I've been targeting that point like a fool for the last 3 or 4 days. while managing risk. So it's never the intuition, it's the system. It's 10, 12. All of this happened in the macro after the news. 10, 12. The next 15 minutes close is about to happen in next 2 minutes. Like the 15 minutes candle closed. The new 15 minutes candle. This is the new 15 minutes candle. Har Har Mahadev. The next 1 minute into the 15 minutes candle. No, brother. I don't have a Discord. Trust me, this is just me sharing my screen. I really trade for a living. It's like a do or die thing. Oh my god. Do you guys finding any value in this? Uh, this is good then. Okay, it's all about like it's have to be precise. Watch how it's getting recognized by the algorithm, even on a seconds chart. But this is exactly ICT, brother. This is the opening range gap. Regular trading hours opening range gap. I'm using the regular trading for the regular trading hours. I'm using QQQs. It's the same thing as the NASDAQ. So stack the moolah. I really don't. At what point you have heard me say the draw on liquidity? If you think about the draw on liquidity for others, you think about it for yourself either. So it's for me, it's like scared trading. It makes me not wanna be a fucking fool. So it makes me hard to put my stop anywhere if I think in terms of the draw on liquidity. Because if I think in terms of the draw on liquidity, I'm like, yeah, that would be the draw, that would be the draw. I should not put my stop loss here because that's obviously the draw. So it's like double-edged sword, na? Nobody wants to be a fool. You have to shift your perspective from trading the trend, basically. I'm not referring to the candles back at any point. It's 10:19. 10:19. One more thing. One more thing. This is going on. This will continue to happen, right? What did I say yesterday when we were at the 8:30? It's about 8:30 now. So what did I tell you at the 8:30 line? Something always interesting happens at the 8:30. So marking it on your chart, it's it encapsulates three or more school of thought, basically just marking this line and expecting something interesting to happen. So we already have the theory is the high or the low of the day. Today is pretty obvious because we have moved a lot up, right? Moved down, then up, then down. So but right after the 8:30 it goes into the range, came back down. That was before I went. I like tell you, okay, it's not a sell, it's a buy. If it drops dramatically down, would come here, but I would not sell. What does that even mean then? Obviously this. Then moved up. So 8:30 is something you'll see me working with the Canon again. 8:30, these lines, this is just the visualization of maths, basically geometry. But this symmetry works only on NASDAQ and ES. The Dow has more of a curve than this line. Okay, so This is the, what do you say, the new day, the new week opening gap. We'll just drag it back. Yes, brother. Dela. Dela? Yes, I prefer to trade my own capital. Previous week's close. That would be the line. Like, I'm not even joking. You guys saw me draw this when the price was yes 920, 933. So good enough. We are inside that what fair value gap on the weekly. So it's a good thing. We were trying to get up there for like God knows how long. The whole range was because of this resistance, basically, for understanding. Is it not being recognized? It's the opening range gap is not some woo woo. It's basically a standard deviation. And if you think of a standard deviation in terms of risk to reward, it will make much more sense. What's the standard deviation? Standard deviation is relative to its own self, so it's arbitrary from the market perspective, but it respects its own relativity. It's 1025. Let's get a little more specific. One 6031. This is a gauge. 16031 31. Well, it's pretty obvious, no shorts, right? Even if it retraces, no shorts. Temporary would represent. Hello, Saad. It's I don't see any reason, in a sense, to short it. Okay, so what would be the? It's about 10:29. 10:29. 159,991. Gracias, Saad. It's 10:30. Watch the precision. Write the time, the expected time. Still no shorts. We've gone below one standard deviation on the regular trading hours. The second one, gone below. But still, this is a new 15 minutes candle. Watch out. It has. So gauge here. One 6040. If the trend is really fast, it would just gyrate around this point and move up. It determines the speed of the trend. Plus, you know, watch how this was a very good example of the 1030 point. It's okay, it's normal. It's the average 15 minutes range was expanded, so this move is relative. This is nothing relative to that. So in the opening range. This was the gap from the news. We came back to the original opening range gap. Still no shorts. Can gyrate around and hang around because it's 10:30. But no shorts. The 15 minutes, the 1 minute, everything is bullish. So you already got that move. So framing a good risk to reward, getting a good entry from long would be nice. Confirmation is really required. It's 10:42. We already have the move of the day. It's already Friday. I was expecting if to stay strong, but you know, but still no shorts. Absolutely no shorts. I want this daily candle to close in the weekly fair value gap, but see, we are getting rejected again. That's really the not the ideal, you know. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All of this happened in a 15 minutes on a NASDAQ. 10:30 to now 10:44. 15 minutes was about 70 points. It's an expansion in the range expansion. No shorts. Either a range or no shorts. The ideal would be in the next at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It should move up to the second deviation of the consequent encroachment. Watch. Would be the ideal to stay above this point. The next some 15 minutes, for example. Otherwise, we can just hang around a little here longer. The new 15 minutes candle. The ideal. Okay, fair enough. Want us to stay above this point. It's not a call. This is me measuring what's gonna happen and setting my anticipation right. $10.47. To the consequent encroachment. So stay above now. The ideal. Reinvestment broker. Obviously, brother. I'm not taking all of it. I'm just sharing what I'm thinking and then framing good risk to reward along with it. So, okay, brother. See you. There we go. Stack the mule up. Trust me, I was not that patient. It's just really nothing impresses me anymore. If you watch my really old stream, even that I was doing 300, 400 points on Dow each trade. So investment broker, are you trading? Are you just observing me? Have I really made myself clear to you, like from what I'm reading? Because this is how I talk to really myself, just in saying these things out loud. Not a content creator, not anything. I'm just a trader. So really nice to have a feedback. Check this out. Each of these standard deviation gets recognized individually. See, what I was telling you about the 830 point. Really interesting happens. In any of these points, I was saying, and even at that point when it was sharply dropping. If I would have relied on my gut, I would have said, "Okay, sell everything, man." But the system helps, really helps. System is should always be objective, not intuitive. And it makes me want to bet more when I'm against the trade, and it's making me feel uncomfortable because it's the market is totally inverse to the perception. When it gets more confusing, then it's not hard, it's more confusing. Three or four main points overlapped onto each other, so it gets you confusing. ADS? What do you mean by that? We'll see what's going on a 15 minutes chart. These are 3 or 4 15-minute candles, but going up, down, up, down. This 15-minute candle is about to close in 3 minutes. The 15-minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes. This is unstoppable. The moment it went to this point now on the news, my god. I left a trade open on a single contract. It's about up about 177 points. You know from where? It like jumped in right around here somewhere. But it's a single contract. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's the last 3 seconds to the 15 minutes. This is the new 15 minutes candle. Opened up, moved to the wrong direction, went down. Yeah, yeah, he must be. Mario, probably. I trade every day just like this. But now you hear my internal thoughts. So, probably not on the holidays, right? But if it moves, I'll trade it. What did I say when it was here? Like, it needs to go above this point and stay above. So, ugh. It's 11 o'clock. The first 15 minutes candle. This is getting really ugly. But still, I would really not prefer anybody to go short. Even if I were to go short, it needs to go below these points and stay there. Let me give you an example what I would say. It's never long short, long short. It can be, but if you're trading very small time frames. But even in a smaller time frame, you have to align yourself with a higher time frame trend. So you can think of that as a 1 minute extreme. This box was a 1 minute extreme, and that was the gauge. Came below between that point and move up. So this would be right around here somewhere. It needs to go below this point. But for that, we have that extremes of the higher time frame. So it would may put us in a range, right? So the best case scenario I can make is for bulls, or absolutely bulls. I'm really not allowed to buy it myself, any sell it myself. So these are my rules. Really not allowed, like absolutely not allowed to in this scenario. The best case is for the bulls. One can make good risk to reward scenarios for that. Plus, I've already hinted enough. Okay, it's gonna happen. That has happened. Plus the higher time frame target also. So I think this is enough. I am good for the day. So guys, do you have any questions with anything? Oliver, you were asking something or anything. Like, this is really ugly, nah. Still no shorts. Steve, you are welcome. You're more than welcome. I would be really happy to share everything. I know. So if you guys have any questions, please ask. I do not have a habit of just telling it, throwing information in, because you have to extract that out of me if you will. Oliver, I by how I trade, you can make an idea that I'm good enough. So mm, it's a hectic task just by trading. Right around 8 years, Dell, Dilla. I think this is